Welcome back to Awesome Possum Hobbies and Games. I am Chris, and today we have another mail day. I got my TCG player mail order in. Let's check out and see what I got. So I'm back here for another TCG player mail day. This is, of course, the non-TCG player direct. It seems like every other week I place an order. Most of the stuff I get from TCG Player Direct comes in right away, and then all the rest of the guys kind of straggle in. Sometimes I get one or two ahead, but usually, you know, even though some of these only have 2 or 3 cards each, these will take some time for them to go through their system, make sure that their system is updated correctly, and then here we go. Welcome back to another mail day. This is my latest order from TCG Player, and this is going to be a lot of random cards. I have my next one's going to be for a few different decks, but this one's all going to be random good stuff that's going to go in a few different decks as well as into my collection. I'll start off with the Borderless Resplendent Angel. I love that Aztec artwork. It looks pretty cool. For 2 white, 1 colorless, you get Flying 3/3 Angel, and at the beginning of each end step, if you gain 5 or more life this turn, you get to create a 4/4 Angel creature token with Flying and Vigilance, and then you can pay 6 mana, 3 and 3, until end of turn Resplendent Angel gets +2/+2 and lifelink. So you're able to activate that ability to be able to get that 4/4 Flying Angel in addition. Loshek Clockwork Scholar, 1 white, 2 colorless, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking artifact creatures you control. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. But, you know, as an Elephant Artificer, 3 mana, 2/4, that's not bad stats, but I'm going to be playing this specifically because, you know, you get to, whenever 1 or more artifact creatures enter the battlefield, you get to draw a card each turn. Extra card each turn wins games. It's simple. And for something to be able to trigger as a static ability for it being in play, and then if you could do that on your opponent's turns as well as creating Thopters or creating Servos, it's a great way to be able to draw some extra cards. Grand Crescendo, 2 white X colorless instant, create X 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Creatures you control gain indestructible till end of turn. So this is a great one for being able to create a bunch of extra tokens. I bought this specifically from my red, green, white token deck for the future. And then you can also go through and just give all your creatures indestructible for just paying 2 white if you don't have the X mana. It's pretty cool. Orc Commando from the 40k set. This is a Secret Lair 40k set for 1 black, 2 colorless. It's a creature, Orc Warrior 3/1. When Orc Commando enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. I got this because I wanted some extra flavor for one of my making people sacrifice deck. Alondra, Sky Dreamer. This is out of one of the it's for 2 blue, 2 colorless, legendary creature, Merfolk Wizard. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you get to create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying, and whenever you draw your 5th card each turn, Alondra, Sky Dreamer, and Drakes you control get +X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So this is great for decks that want you to draw lots of cards. This is a Jumpstart card. Jumpstart cards are interesting because they put in, you know, probably a third of the new rares are really, really playable cards, and I think that one has some potential, especially being a Merfolk. Deep Root Pilgrimage, 1 blue, 1 colorless enchantment. Whenever 1 or more non-token Merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 Merfolk creature token with hexproof. Whenever you get to tap some Merfolk, you get the benefit and get to create lots of tokens, which is great. The Everflowing Well, I bought several copies of this. I think this is a fun card, especially with my Sidisi deck. The Everflowing Well is 1 blue, 2 colorless legendary artifact. When the Everflowing Well enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Descend 8 at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform Everflowing Well, which transforms into the Mirrored Pools. Taps produce blue, and whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by the Mirrored Pools, up to one other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. Fun, fun, fun. I'm only going to be playing it pretty much for the top part, but the second part is always going to be fun. Kitesail, Larcenist, 1 blue, 2 colorless, creature, human, pirate. When Kitesail Larcenist enters the battlefield, for each player, choose up to one other target artifact or creature that player controls for as long as a Kitesail Larcenist is in play. Or remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanent becomes a treasure artifact. With sacrifice this artifact to add a mana of any color, and they lose all other abilities. It's a pretty cool card. I think that it has a possibility of seeing some play. It dies as a removal, but everything dies as a removal, really. Reign of Riches, 2 red, 3 colorless enchantment. When Reign of Riches enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. The first spell you cast each turn that's cast from treasure was spent to cast it. Has Cascade. There's always going to be great cards to be able to produce treasures, and then be able to do Cascade gets your deck going. Sooner or later, I'll build a treasure deck. We'll see how that goes. Curious Altasaur, 1 green, 3 colorless, Vigilance Reach. When Dinosaur you control deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card, and this is a 2/5 creature. I bought this because I'm going to build myself a dinosaur deck now that I've built my GM one for a decent price. Also got Hulking Raptor, Pugnacious Hammer Skull, which I'm probably going to build a standard version, but we'll see. Bane of Balaged, 7 colorless. It's 7/5 creature Eldrazi. Whenever this creature attacks the defending player, exiles 2 permanents he or she controls. Oh yeah, and then right next to it's Lightning Greaves. Both of these cards will probably go in my Eldrazi deck. We'll see. Lightning Greaves is 2 colorless mana for a, everyone knows what Lightning Greaves does, but just in case, equipped creature has haste and shroud and equips for 0. Full border, or borderless, sorry, this is an extended Neverwhelm's Disc. Neverwhelm's Disc is great. I can't wait to play that one. Warm Power Stone for my Eldrazi deck. Warm Power Stone enters the battlefield tapped, and it taps to produce 2 colorless mana. Radiant Fountain, another great card for my Eldrazi deck. Temple of the False God, another land for the Eldrazi deck. And Rivendell. Rivendell is going to go in my, this particular copy is going to go in my blue-red deck. I can't wait to have that one. And then Gallifrey Council Chamber. I bought this because I bought the non-extended version for my Eldrazi deck, and I wanted to have. I'm going to change that one out for my my future Time Lords deck, and this one's going in my Eldrazi deck. Volatile Fault. It's the latest cave that can destroy target non-basic lands an opponent controls, and again, search your library for a basic land, and then you get to create a treasure token. This is also going to go in my Eldrazi deck. Sauron's Ransom, 1 black, 1 blue, 1 colorless instant. Choose an opponent. They look at the top 4 cards of your library and separate them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Put one of those in your hand, other pile into the graveyard, and the ring then tempts you, which is a fun card. Sovereign Ukanek, it's a Hui, 1 green, 1 white, 2 colorless, 3/4 ward, 2 cat and noble. Whenever this card attacks, for each creature you control with power greater than that creature's base power, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature equal to the difference. This is going to go in my Atraxa deck. Shadows of the Warp from 40k, 1 green, 1 red, 1 colorless. The first creature you cast each turn cost 2 less. And then whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, Shadows of Warp deals 2 damage to that player. Yes, this is going to go in a green red creature-based deck. It's going to be fun. Anim Pakal Thousands Moon. I need to get a full play set. I bought these specifically for a standard deck that I'm working on. This card's freaking bonkers. 1 red, 1 white, 1 colorless for 1/2 legendary creature human soldier. When you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on Anim Pakal, and then create a X/1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is a number of +1/+1 counters on Anim Pakal. This is just Terminate. Terminate is, been around for a while. I like this artwork, so I bought this version. I'm still looking for some extended versions of that. That would be fun. Quintus Khand, 1 white, 1 red, 3 colorless. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, Quintus Khand deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. Create, +1 loyalty. It creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. And then -3 is a biggie for Discover 4. And -6, exile any number of target cards from your graveyard. Add a red mana for each card exiled this way. You may play those cards this turn. And then I got 2 different versions of Micro Tyrant. Micro Tyrant, I think, is a cool card. I don't know if we're going to see much play for standard, but Micro Tyrant, 1 green, 1 black, 1 colorless. Trample is a star. And it's a legendary creature, Elder Fungus. It sounds kind of nasty. Elder Fungus. I hear there's a cream for that. The Micro Tyrant's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control that are fungus and or saplings. And then at the beginning of your end step, create X/1/1 black fungus creature tokens with this creature can't block, and where X is the number of times you descended this turn. So it's all about that Sidisi deck. Cannot wait to put that in Sidisi deck. And then the Master Multiply. This card's bonkers. I cannot wait to put this in some kind of mirrored deck, something that require or reds a enchantment deck that creates tokens that are exiled at a turn, or destroyed in a turn. Well, this guy stops that. The Master Multiply, 1 red, 1 black, 4 colorless, 4/3 mirrored Time Lord Rogue. And the legendary rule does not apply to creature tokens you control. Trigger abilities you control can't cause you to sacrifice or exile creature tokens you control. So it's all about mirrored or other things that allow for creature tokens to come into play that are supposed to be exiled, and you don't for value. You just keep them in play, and it makes it so they stick around till this guy goes away. Well, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, keep them rolling. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to like the video and subscribe if you'd like to stay updated. Have a great day and keep them rolling.